Hi, fam. How are you? Thanks for tuning in. You are watching La Femme en Bleu, and I really appreciate you being here. And kind of wanted to do part two to recognizing the signs when you're in a relationship. So I'm just gonna, this channel, for me, it's more of a way for me to understand how I got to where I am today. A failed relationship 15 years later. So it's therapeutic for me to create these videos. So hopefully someone will be encouraged to hear them and learn from them. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. So I was thinking back on some of my premarital experiences, before I actually said I do to my ex husband, some of the signs that I could have recognized. So, where we lived, we were part of, we had a network of friends, I want to say. And there were couples. Some were dating, some were not, some were married. But from time to time, we would have game night. And so one of those game nights went over to one of those couples' home. At the time, the majority of them were dating. So we were dating as well. And so we were playing this game. I'm not even sure what game it was, but it was kind of like you had to guess the right answer. And, and for me, growing up, excuse me, if it's a game, it's a game. It's for fun. It's not a competition. So I think one of the guy of one of our mutual friends' boyfriend gave a response, and I must have said, oh, it's the wrong response, or maybe I said, oh, okay, next, or whatever. Either way, it was all in jest. So he screamed. He was like, he said something along the line of, like, you stop it. You don't, cheer or don't say things like that. It was really nonsense, to be honest, because years later, he and I kind of became friends. But right at that point, my ex husband was there. He was my boyfriend at the time. You would think that he would have stepped up and kind of put this guy in his place. He said nothing. But guess what? Another girlfriend's boyfriend stepped in and said, you don't talk to her that way. You need to respect her. I was like, oh, okay. I felt so validated by this guy because he stepped up for me when my boyfriend at the time said absolutely nothing because he was a coward. And we weren't in a position where anyone would have thrown a fist or anything. It was all out of jest. Again, it was game night. We all knew each other. But I think this guy just could have had a bad day. And I could have triggered something when I kind of said, oh, no, it's the wrong answer or whatever. But either way, that's a sign. That was a sign. I should have recognized. Now, that's a man that I want to be married to. Someone who's going to step up for me. Someone who's going to watch out for my back. Someone who definitely does not have a fear of our mutual friends. But someone who actually sees that as a woman, he needs to respect me, because I didn't say anything incriminating to him. It was just part of the game and he got offended. So at that point, honestly, I had so much respect for that guy. my girlfriend's husband who stepped up for me. And I think that incident may have played a role, and I'm sure it did, in my marriage in terms of how I treated my husband. Because I just felt that he was not the man who was ever going to step up for me, or he didn't have a backbone, let's say, to step up, to put things in the right places when, things were not um, aligned, I want to say. But I have to say that that girlfriend of mine and that guy, let's say Joe who stepped up for me, till this day, they're still married. He's a provider. I remember when they first got married, they moved into an apartment complex. Um, Shortly after, he changed jobs. Um, they moved into a new home. She got pregnant. I don't know. The way their lives kind of manifested, you could see that they had a plan. We're gonna move into an apartment, then build, and get a new job, then make more money. The way things should happen, really, in the course of a marriage, especially as a young couple. You kind of want to see progression. Um, you don't want to just sit still and not see improvement in your relationship, in your marriage, in your life, in your career. So you could see that they had a plan, that they knew how to work together as a couple. I'm not sure if they have 3 kids now or 4, but I know uh, the last time I touched base with them, they had 2 children, and it's real. You could see that. You could see the signs of a growing relationship, or the signs of a healthy relationship, because I think if he had been stepping up for me, I would have respected him more. Um, yeah, yeah. And those are the signs that, as a woman, you have to look for in a relationship. Will this guy step up for me when I need him to step up? Will he make a plan with me? I don't need him to make a plan for my life. We're in a relationship together, so let's sit together and plan it out. What does the next year look like? What does 5 years from now look like? Or what does 6 months from now, if you want to take baby steps? But there's got to be a plan. You can't just sit in a position of comfort. I chatted with one of my girlfriends yesterday, and she has been having challenges in her relationship. And I had asked her, I said, "Oh, what are you guys doing, to kind of somewhat, um, not necessarily increase trust, but build the relationship further, because there comes a time where you get to know each other so well that you might reach a place of stagnation where you do nothing. It's just completely the norm. You go to work, you come home, you eat dinner together, and you don't have much to talk about. But, in their relationship, what they've started doing, they're going for walks. They definitely have date nights. Um, they're talking more. Um, it's almost as if you have to refresh the relationship, because it's like with anything. You know, if you don't feed it, you have a plant, you don't water it, you just let the sunlight beat it, what's going to happen? It's just anything that needs growth has to be nurtured. And without nurturing your relationship, nurturing each other, it's not going to grow. And this is not just, I'm not talking to just women, I'm talking to the men. What do you want in your relationship? How do you want your relationship to grow? What are you contributing to the relationship? Are you providing your woman with safety, and trust? Does she trust you? Do you trust her? What kind of safety net do you have around your relationship? Do you let anyone and everyone have an opinion, and they shouldn't. You know, you don't have to bounce off your ideas to everyone. Figure it out together. And so that's where I'm leaving this video. You know, just create a protective wall around your relationship. You know, if the respect is not there while you're dating, it's not going to be there in the marriage. That's just the way it works. You know, it has to be there during the course of you building the relationship, and that will flourish and trickle into the marriage. All right, until next time, please subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for listening.